Hi, I'm Mike Evans with the Serenity Path. And first, I want to thank you so much for joining the Serenity Path and making a commitment to develop your own personalized, customized path to spiritual enlightenment. And what I'm going to talk about in this introductory video is what the Serenity Path system is, how it works, how it's going to benefit you, and what spiritual enlightenment is from the standpoint of the Serenity Path. Now, the Serenity Path system, the idea is that you are going to create a customized, personalized spiritual practice that is matched perfectly with your personality, your learning style, and your lifestyle, as well as the amount of time you have each day or week to work on your spiritual practice. And this came about because my experience is that so many other spiritual teachers and personal development people, for the most part, all sell a one-size-fits-all solution. They will all stand on stage and sell one book to millions of people and expect that one system to work for everyone, which of course we know doesn't work. Different techniques aren't right for each person just because of the differences in people. So with the Serenity Path, what you're going to do is start with an assessment, and what that will do is find out what your strengths are, what type of learning modalities that work best for you, whether it's reading or listening or doing. And then once you determine that, you will have the option to go through each of the 9 modules and pick and choose among them based on your personality and lifestyle, which of those techniques are going to work best for you. And then once you do that, you will craft that into a spiritual practice which perfectly fits your lifestyle, your personality, the time commitments you have, and most importantly, a spiritual practice that you feel good about, that you're connected to, that you actually are excited and enjoy engaging with each time that you decide to do some of the techniques or practices that are going to move you along your own personalized path. At the Serenity Path, the way that we define enlightenment is based on a very modern scientific definition that was created with the help of the Dalai Lama and many other people, specifically the way that spiritual enlightenment is defined in a modern sense. So one thing that happened is the Dalai Lama had a bunch of his students or people that follow him that meditated for an average of 2 hours a day or more for 10 to 15 years at a time. And he brought them to the US, and they were put into an MRI brain imaging machine. And scientists took pictures of the brain as they were meditating. And what they discovered was that the portion of the brain behind the left eye, called the prefrontal cortex, became highly active when these monks with many years of experience were engaged in this deep sense of meditation. And so the theory of the Serenity Path is that we can use modern techniques to attain this state in a way that does not include a lot of dogma of a lot of the other systems, as well as doing it in a way that fits in with the modern lifestyle. And what you will discover as you work your own customized, personalized spiritual path, and the way it has been described in many books through thousands of years, is when you get into the state where you are connected with your deepest self, your sense of time will go to 0, and your sense of space will go to infinite. And that's one way that spiritual enlightenment has been described. There are many other ways it has been described, and one of the most important ways is that it is, in a sense, indescribable in words or speech, and that it must be experienced. And the most important thing about the Serenity Path is that you're going to feel better. That is what we're trying to move towards. And there are basically 2 parts that we focus on to help you obtain this. One is the mind and the other is the body. And in regards to the mind, the way the mind works, as been shown through many scientific studies, is that it is not possible to think of two thoughts at the same time. You can go from one thought to another very quickly, but you can only think of one thought at a time. And many of us spend a lot of our time thinking about the past, thinking about things that have happened in the past or bothered us or some slight people have made against us, or worried about the future. How we're going to pay our bills, what's happening with their families, with their mate, with their job. And we're not able to be in the present moment. And so by focusing our mind on a specific point, object, or thought for an extended period of time over the course of days and weeks, what you will find is it will, in essence, strengthen your mind and make it easier to be in the present moment throughout your regular day. So as you practice one of the different types of meditation in the Serenity Path, what will happen is you will find that throughout your day, you're much more present. You are not engaged and concerned as much about things that have happened in the past. You're not worried about what's going to happen in the future, and you're able to be in the present moment. Then there's the aspect of the body. Now, we all know, and many of us keep tension in our shoulders. We probably know people who have had ulcers in their stomach from tension. Many people have back pain from tension, and other parts of our body will show up as ailments. And this is a result, in many cases, of what happens is we store our negative experiences in our body. We'll store tension in our stomach, tension in our neck, and different places throughout our body. And by doing a lot of the techniques or some of the techniques that work for you in the Serenity Path system, what will happen is it will release much of that stored up somatic tension. And so as we release the tension from the body and we strengthen the mind through focusing it, what will happen is that will allow us to, in effect, engage and create this sense of more activity in our prefrontal cortex here, which is going to move us towards this state of spiritual enlightenment. So that's the introduction. Thanks so much for coming on board, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm Mike Evans. Bye for now.